And I do think that, you know, conversations like this are important because, you know, Black people do need to take the offense instead of, you know, being defensive or reacting to the technology. We need to take a grasp of the technology and use it for our benefit. You know, they say like defenses win championships, but it's like offense gets you there though. Offense puts points on the board. Like you have to put points on the board. Um, and so I do think that, you know, instead of waiting for, you know, everything to take place and all these jobs are lost, like why don't we just use the technology to create our own lane, create our own way?
Exactly. I think that's the biggest thing that we need to focus on, besides making sure that our narrative is intact, is making sure that we're in control of how the evolution of AI looks. We cannot allow for people to uh, constantly adhere and tailor AI to their needs. It needs to be to our business needs. It needs to be to Black people's business needs, and it's the good for the country. It's for the good of the country. I know this sounds kind of pompous, but it is, because we're the number one consumer. Now, if you allow for other groups to build AI as their number one standpoint, and then they have full control, and then this what they're doing, but we all have to stick to their generative powers and abilities, it's going to look bad for us in the long term. We're going to continue to see things that we're not happy with. We're going to continue to fight battles that we don't need to fight, that are a waste of time. And we need to make sure that we're a part of the evolution of AI, especially when it comes to how our businesses are affected, how our businesses are looked at, and how, we don't want to be the only mom and pop that has to speak to their customer, and then everybody else is filing 200 extra customers a day in, and then you can't compete. It's gonna be rough, and I think people have a hard time understanding that consultation and everything is changing, and this is what we're gonna have to adapt to. Um, it may be a difficult road for us, but it's a road we need to take.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, sometimes like I'll look through different chats on social media and I'll just see anything that has to do with AI. Like there's people who you know, type like AI slop and ban AI and all these, you know, crazy things. But I think, you know, it just goes back to like people looking at it the wrong way instead of embracing the new technology. You know, Dr. Boyce was talking about like earlier about, you know, the adaptation of technology over the years and, you know, all the different industries that were changed and transformed. And, you know, now we're in a space where a singular person can run an entire business by themselves because AI automation is a thing. And that's never, you know, that opportunity has never been accessible before. And it's like maybe, you know, like myself, like I'm an introverted person. Like I actually enjoy working by myself. You know what I mean? And it's like AI automation can do some of the labor that I personally wouldn't want to do. You know, maybe there's an automation where it does my emails for me, or like it responds to certain text messages, or it responds to certain comments that I might have missed on social media, and keeping that conversation going online.